This video is going to show you how to run the parent report from our new iReady diagnostic test. Once you've logged into the iReady website, you're going to go to the Reports tab. From here, you're going to make sure that you are on Student Reports. There are two ways that you can run a parent report. One way is the individual parent report, and the batch parent report. The difference between the two is the individual report prints each individual student off one at a time, and the batch report does your whole class at one time. There's pros and cons to both, so I'm going to show you both of them. We'll start with the individual parent report. From here, you're going to want to make sure that you have your class. You're going to need to do a parent report for both reading and for math. I'm going to start with reading. And then I have my first student here. The drop-down menu here gives you your whole class list. You just do one student at a time and click Create Report. Now, your report should pop up in a separate window. If it does not pop up, the first thing you need to check is to make sure that it's not blocked. If it is blocked, up here in this corner of your address bar, you'll have a little screen with a red X. And if you have that, then you need to click on it. You need to choose Always Allow Pop-ups from iReady.com and then click Done. Then you can go back and create your report again, and the window should pop up without a problem. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger just so we can see it. This is what it looks like for the parent, and it gives an explanation of what is the iReady. It then gives the students' overall reading performance, what placement they landed at, and then their scaled score. What I like about this is that it shows where they should be and then where their student placed. It also gives each of the domains and where they're at for the placement level and explains the placement levels to them. As a leadership team, we have decided that we're only going to send home page 1 of the parent report. That'll be page 1 of both reading and then page 1 of math. Pages 2 and 3 we would like you to have on hand at conferences. However, and it can just be one copy for you to go through if the parents have any questions about what each of the domains were. And then, of course, if the parent asks for a copy to go home, you can always print one off and send one home with them later. So, to print, like I said, you're only going to print page 1. There's two ways you can print. You can hover down here in the right-hand corner and click the print icon, or anywhere on the page you can right-click and then go to print. Now, you can see it was in color, and I changed it to black and white. Our printers here at school are going to print it in black and white, so I just want to show you what it'll look like in black and white. Want to make sure that you have the correct printer destination. And then, most importantly, under Pages, make sure that you only put page 1. And that will only then print page 1 of the parent report. From here, just click Print, and you're all set. Once you have printed that student, you can go ahead and close that window. It's going to bring you back to the Choose Report criteria. You're then going to go to the Student drop-down, click your next student, Create Report. Once again, it pops up in a separate window, and I'm just going to make this bigger to show you. Oh, here we go. Let me go back. Just to show you that this is a student who didn't meet the on level, and so it then shows the parents where they did land and where they should be at this point. Once again, you're going to right-click, go to Print. For Pages, make sure it says page 1, and then go ahead and print. You would then close out of that window and continue on until your whole class has been printed. So I go to my next student, Create Report. I don't have to make the window bigger every time unless you want to see the whole report. Right-click, Print. Once again, make sure you've only put page 1, and then print. And then you continue until your whole class is done. You would then need to go back and do the exact same thing for math. So I just changed subjects, or I just changed my class to math. And now if you notice, I can't create a report for Jamil. It's because Jamil is not done with the math test yet. But if I scroll down here and pick Thomas, Thomas is done, so then I can create the report. The math test is, the math parent report is just like the reading parent report. It shows the exact same thing, the domains and all of that. Once again, we're only going to send home page 1. So to print it, right-click, go to print, and then make sure once again that you only put page 1, and then go ahead and print. You'd close the window, and once again you'd go through your whole class list in that way. That is how you do the individual reports. Now I'm going to show you how to do the batch parent report. And once again, the batch parent report is going to bring up your whole class at one time. So I'm going to do by reading. Class first. All students. Create report. This one is going to take a few minutes to load because it's doing 3 pages for every student. And when you do a batch report, it's going to download it to a PDF. So once it's downloaded, it'll be down here in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You're just going to click on it to open it up. The nice thing about the batch report is that because it does save it into a PDF, then you can save it to your computer, and anytime you want to pull up the parent reports, you do not have to log back into the website to do that. You can just save it on your computer. So when you go to print the batch report, just a couple of things that are a little bit different on your parent report. Up here at the top, it does say batch all students. Not sure that that really matters or anything, but that parents will see that. Once again, you're only going to print page 1 of the report. And so if I scroll down on this report, it looks a little bit different. I have page 1 for my first student, then I have page 2 and page 3, and then it goes right ahead and goes into my next student. Now, when you go to print this report, this is where it's going to be different. Once again, you can hover down here in the bottom right-hand corner and click the print icon, or you can right-click and choose print. When your print window comes up, as you can see, like right now I have 84 sheets. That's because it's 3 pages for each student. So when you go to your pages to select what pages you want printed, you're going to pick page 1, and then you're going to want page 3. And then you can see that it's the first page for my first student, and then when I scroll down, well, that didn't work. Oh, probably because I have a comma there. There we go. Oh, I don't want page 3. I want page 4. And then page 7. So now I have my first student and their report, and then page 4 is my second student, and then page 7 is my third student, and then you would continue going every 3 pages to get your next student. So then my fourth student is on page 10, and so on. From there, once again, you would just go ahead and print. So it's totally personal preference if you want to do each individual student at a time, or if you want to do the whole class at a time and then pick only those pages that you want to print. Like I said, the batch report is kind of nice because it does pull it up as a PDF, and then you can save that on your computer. You don't have to go to the website every time you want to look that student up. You would have it on your computer. Make sure, once again, that you do it for both reading and math. We are going to be sending these parent reports home with progress reports that are scheduled to go home on November 7th. In the future, when we do the winter test and the spring test, you'll print your parent reports off the exact same way. You'll just need to change the date for the winter or the spring. If you have any questions or run into any issues, don't be afraid to shoot me an email and let me know, and I'll try to answer any questions that I can. Thanks.